often said that you guys made some defensive adjustments during the bye week,
Hmm.
perhaps more aggressive. Um, can you speak to those and if they related to all this turnover, good stuff you've had in the last couple games?
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily meaning like aggressive. We more knowing when to take chances and when not to. Knowing when you have help, when you don't have help. So we were able to scout ourselves and realize when we can take chances, when we can't. And I think that helped us out a lot in the turnover ratio.
Is it more mental? Is it more of a mindset now, or did something during the bye week kind of get tweaked for you guys to rev it up the last 3 games?
I think it's more of a mindset. I think over the bye week, we decided, we need to have more turnovers. We need to make it a bigger issue. So we worked on that. We did a lot of ball takeaway drills and security drills, and I think that's paid off for us a lot in the past few games.
How excited are you guys as a group to be on the doorstep of the playoffs?
It's exciting. We weren't able to go the last 2 years, so it's been a while since we've been able to take that chance to go. So, but our main focus is William and Mary. That's our first goal is to beat them, and then after that we'll move on to see what happens after that.
Coach doesn't view this as a playoff game. He views this as a must-win from a player's perspective.
Mhm.
Do you guys view it as a playoff game, or is it just the next game on the schedule?
I mean, it's the next game on the schedule. It's also a rivalry game for us. So we see it more as a rivalry game more than a playoff game. We know that they're going to come out strong and fighting, and so it's a challenge for us. We don't look at it as a playoff game. We look at it as it's the next game up. It's the rivalry game. It's the big game. So that's how we're going to approach the game.
Talk about that rivalry game for us.
I mean, it's been a rivalry like for years. As a freshman, they talked about it a lot. And then being able to play the past 4 years, you can see it's a rivalry game. There's a lot of trash talking throughout the game. In the past, they had the upper hand the past 2 years. So I think it's our turn to take that back. And the fact that if the winner gets a cup, so it makes it even, a bigger challenge, a big incentive to try to get that win. So, but I mean, it's exciting. We look forward to the challenge, and I think we'll be ready for it.
Daryl, talk about how much last year's contest, specifically the way it ended, sticks in your guys' minds as seniors.
I mean, it's big, to come down to the last play. You worked hard, throughout the entire game, and you wanted to send the seniors off with the win, and we weren't able to do it. So, we studied that play. We studied, the entire game and all season during the summer, and especially this week. So, and hopefully this time we won't put ourselves in the position to come down to a last play.
Hey, can I ask one more about the turnovers?
Mhm.
That is, people don't think of your defensive linemen much.
Uh-huh.
They think about turnovers. They think about you, and they think about Cooper. Can you speak for a minute just on the pressure that they've applied that may have led to some of these?
I mean, a lot of the credit should go to our defensive linemen. They're very talented. They're very aggressive, and in order for us to take those chances on the balls, they have to apply pressure. And they've been doing that all year. That they work hard on it, before practice, after practice, in the film room. So, I mean, a lot of credit should go to them. And, they work hard in order for us to take chances on the balls and get those turnovers that we need to do to win.
And just how much different that is from last year when you were so beat up and playing true freshmen and guys who probably weren't ready to play in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last year was definitely difficult. A lot of them coming straight out of high school and weren't mature as they are now, and they play a big role now that they weren't technically able to do last year. So that kind of benefited us this year because they've had experience, so they're able to perform when needed to. They're able to step up when we ask them to. So last year was difficult, but this year I think it helps us out that they were able to play last year and have some experience under their belt.
What are your impressions on William and Mary's offense?
They're talented. They have two very good receivers. They go for the ball. They're challenging the ball. So they're going to take shots downfield, and we know that. So we're getting ready for that. So we respect the offense very much. But just like any other offense, you have to prepare for each team differently. Look into them and see what the tendencies are, and that's what we're doing. And we know that we just got to play our game, and then everything else will fall into place.
Anything else for Daryl? Thank you, sir.
the importance of making postseason and the satisfaction that would come with it, particularly for this group that struggled so much last year. Make headway.
Yeah, will definitely be big, especially with what happened last year. I think that's something that's really important and noteworthy to be coming off, a season like we had last year into our success this year. But we're not there yet. Next game is the most important game, so focus right now is just on William & Mary, and we know what they're capable of, despite what their record shows.
We've heard so much about whether or not it's considered a playoff game or if it's just a must-win for you guys to improve your resume. Do you view this as a playoff game, even though the playoffs are next week?
Well, the William & Mary game is just always a playoff atmosphere just because of the rivalry. We know what happened 2 years ago. We know what happened last year. And it's always a fight with them no matter what. So there's definitely a playoff game atmosphere with us and them. But, we respect them, and we just need to go in with the same mindset as every other game.
How much has last year's game been talked about as we go into the later stages of the week?
Hasn't really been mentioned much. We were all there. We know what happened. It's the kind of game that you just kind of feel sick leaving, especially last year with no postseason. That was it. So it's nice to be able to have another shot this year down at their place, but there really hasn't been much talk about what happened last year. We're just kind of focused on this game.
Anything else for Kevin? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kevin.